So, obviously the computer's been built for a little bit. You guys should have just seen the teardown. Now, let's go with the woes. You'll learn a little bit more about some of the issues I had with the case firsthand. And then you'll actually see pretty much most of the build log process. So, let's get going. So, what I've done off camera is I had trouble getting this on. So I tried it the other way. And I realized that it wouldn't clear because this front I/O is at the very front of the case, so the fans have to go front. So after I completely retooled it, it didn't fit. Basically on the last lineup fan now, the rest of these are already in. Yeah, not fun, but I did get it. I want to say it probably works better at the top, but yeah, not really overly concerned about trying to do the top. I really want to do the front because I don't want to play around too much with pressure. Because if I do the top, then I have to add 3 more fans in the front, and then I have fans galore. And look, you didn't see, but I had to lift it up because apparently it was off-centered. It's very important when you go to do this that you literally just start to get the screws tapped into the radiator. If you start screwing all the way down, you could be in trouble pretty quick. And it looks like I may have bent that in a little bit on accident. So hopefully I'm not taking this apart anytime soon. Keep my fingers crossed there. But it does support it. And we're going to do the graphics card test in a minute. Once I have all these started. Okay. It's important to note that for the way these fans are, you definitely do not want to over tighten it. This one I am because it was really loose. Because it starts pulling in on the metal. And we want to do that as little as humanly possible. It's in, so it's just the fact that the fans flex. As long as there's no vibration and the seal's good, you're fine. It's probably more important that the top and bottoms are screwed in the furthest because they have the least amount of flex. Because they have strength anchor points there. So, the reason why I got this case. Let's test. It clears by probably 1.5 inches, which is what I thought it would be. 20 millimeters or so. Yes, screws were in the hard drive bay. That's not too surprising at all. Okay, there we go. Good, that was just fun. It wasn't actually anything of importance falling. Let's take a look at the screws. Yeah, got a fair bit. We even get some radiator screws too, so that's nice. I mean, I had radiator screws, so it's not really a big deal. So let's take a look at what they have in, and this is what I like, is these are in resealable packages. It makes it nice. So we have enough, honestly probably not enough zip ties. I would actually say Corsair, come on. These are most likely motherboard screws. We're gonna double check. Fan screws, you have enough for 3. So good for them on that. These are the radiator screws, or the fan through screws. We have 1 extra standoff, and then we have, these are probably for like hard drives and SSDs and stuff, if I had to guess. They're a lot smaller. Well, what we're going to want to do, this is something I always recommend first. Take the screws, unless they're labeled, and you already know, but take this one of the screws and do, not that screw, do a test and see if it goes in the standoff correctly. I cannot tell you how many times I've made a mistake of assuming, and I get 1 or 2 of them in, and it's fine. It kind of went in, and then it wasn't the right one. So you can do this simply by hand. You can just find a standoff. If it goes in easy, but doesn't go straight through, then you know you're good. So now that we know which one is right, And this actually has a center post, which I absolutely love. Love it, love it, love it. So, just be careful putting this in. And if you're going to rest it, don't just drop it because you can do some damage to it. Always lift when moving, don't slide. Well, that actually does touch the bottom there. There we go. That has a mechanism that holds it, so that makes life really easy. It's not what we wanted. Now, I already checked the standoffs. They were in standard ATX fashion, so I didn't really have to worry about it. But it is good to double check. ATX normally, and I say normally because it does change, use a total of 9. If it has a center post, it's 8. And it runs all the way around the edges. Sometimes you may have an extra one right over here. So just keep that in mind. Now for this one, even though this has a pump AIO, I'm going to actually probably put one of the... I've been putting one of the fans in the CPU because it actually gives me an error saying no CPU fan detected. Now that's interesting. This top one is lined up, but it doesn't want to go in. There we go. It was hitting the plastic. So, it happens. Yeah, if you start screwing from an angle or something like that, it will give you a lot of trouble going in. So you have to be careful with that. You don't want to overdo it because you can strip the screw or strip the stand off. And if you're not, like a lot of us, where you have like 500 of these screws around your upstairs computer room, or office in my case, yeah, that can be a problem. That one was weird. It like stopped, and I kind of broke the thread through, and then it went all the way down, just like it normally would. Oh well, okay, now, we want to get the CPU and cooler in next. I'm actually going to use my Thermaltake TG7. Arctic Silver has been a pain in the ass to remove recently, so... Okay, one of the most important things with thermal paste isn't necessarily how much you use. You definitely don't want to use too little. We always used to say less is more. That's changed. Full disclosure, it's not like that anymore. Steve from Gamers Nexus did an interesting video regarding that recently. Actually, it's better to err on the side of more than not enough. Okay, perfect. So, let's go ahead and find some stuff we misplaced earlier, and we will get these started. It's funny, this will go up shortly after the rebuild log. We're calling this the rebuild log. With these, it's good to like free spin them and then tighten them up. You don't want to tighten them up as you put them on, because one of the things that is important is it gets spread over the parts of the die that actually see heat. So, okay. So you're going to go here. You're going to wrap around this way and end up right in front of him. Perfect. Now, those of you who've seen my builds before, I normally have the power supply in. However, that is going to be a little bit later, and I have a good reason for it. Actually, what I should do is take this and put this back on. Anyway, my reason for it is I have to do a bunch of things with it. And there's a good chance that you guys will see that in part 2. Anyway, so that's on. So this is what we want to do. We have 2 up here, so we're going to do definitely the top 2 up here. Hey. There we go. And then I believe we have one, at least one in the bottom. And looking over, yes, we can fit that through. We're actually going to want to route everything we can through the bottom now. Okay, so we have our HD audio. So one thing we're going to want to undo is the HD audio. There's a good reason for it, because that one is going to have to stretch the furthest. So definitely undo that if possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and just route everything through here. Much as possible. Oh. Yeah, my USB is there. Okay, so definitely these don't want to go this way, just due to the way they're run. It's just tension. So just be very careful when doing it and plugging everything in, that you don't let go of it, because you're going to have to grab it again, and don't over tighten it either. Okay, you're good there. I'm actually going to let that one go, but I'm going to plug you into here. You're good there. I'm trying to remember. Okay, yeah, it's the left side. Okay. Asus boards always confuse me. And for the record, I'm not particularly happy with this board. I mean, it's fine, but it just... Oh, wait, I don't want to do that one first. Oh, this doesn't have a hard drive light. Okay, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that, but... that one, and then you generally want to do the bottom ones first. So in this case, since we don't have a hard drive LED indicator, actually, stupid me, actually have some, you know what, this case I don't think I really need it, so I'll save it for later. It is something you can plug these into, then it plugs into the board. And as I say that, the power LED pops out. Power LED for me is always the hard one, because it's 2 small ones. And you want to get them together to try to get over the 2 together there. Okay, good. Okay, the reason why we want to redo the USB Type 3 is we want to kind of change the way it's coming in, because you don't want any kind of serious twisting force on it. If you can avoid it. There we go. So it has a little bit of push right here. Not happy about that, but I'll leave it go for now. Let's go ahead and get the graphics card in. Oh. And I'm definitely not going to want to leave out there. That is an absolutely positively horrible idea. In fact, having it up there is probably not a much better idea, but so be it. So I actually have to take off 4 because of the power supply, or the bracket that holds it up, because it's such a heavy card. But I'm only going to take the screws out of 3 and, or I guess 4 and 5. I'm not just going to take the back pieces off. I want to keep it as dust free as possible. So I don't feel like I did that. You know, Corsair, this case is nice, but your QC, not particularly happy about it. I mean, it doesn't bother me, but what bothers me is other people are going to care. And that's kind of why I'm overly critical on stuff like that, because for me, it's almost never going to be a problem. But Corsair's not interested in me. They're interested in the masses that buy them. This is the one advantage with a water cooler, is it's easy to get to these still. When you have a China air cooler, especially when I do like the CPU plug, oh, it's such a pain in the butt. Okay. We're coming together pretty good, and this is looking quite nice. I'm actually going to get let's go with the SSD next. Let me see what, oops, I didn't mean to pull out that many screws. If these are the screws they want me to use or not. Yep, that is them. So I'm actually going to try to mount it right here. Now, the tricky part though is I feel like it mounts on the other side. And I'll explain why here. You know what? Yeah, it does. Because look at the cutout. It's allowing cables to kind of fit here. So, I'm not going to be able to show it off, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and just do one of these here. I kind of like when they do it like that. Let's go. Interesting. This doesn't like want to go in. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's why it's not supposed to. It's been a long night. I'm sorry, guys. I try to slot it on the inside, and it doesn't go that way. Okay, I'm going to do 2. That's my signature for an SSD for my own systems. I have done 4 a couple times because it made sense, but I'm only doing 2 because it's mine and it'll be fine. Okay, so my opinions on this case so far, in case anyone was wondering, it's fine. I just think that Corsair dropped the ball on some serious basic QC stuff, and I'm not particularly happy about that. But that's it so far. Let's get the power supply going. Okay, they're on. They actually weren't that bad to install. They're not as tight as the other ones, but it's fine. It's not going to be a big issue regardless here. There we go. Let's slide this back into there. This guy lined up. There we go. Get that one in. Corner one in here. Oh, sorry if I seem a little bit on the tired side. I am. This is why you don't screw it all the way down. This has some movement. And now, this lines up. I think it's around midnight, hopefully not much later than that. Actually, I haven't taken a look at my phone. Let's see, I started this around 10. Oh, it's actually before midnight, thank God. Boy, have I made up some decent ground. Yes, you can usually build a computer in a half hour, 45 minutes, if you plan everything right and you don't run into stupid problems. Okay, that's it. We have a slight problem, Houston. And that is... ooh, not good. So I take the power supply out. So this right here came out. It's back in. The only problem is I'm not entirely sure it's the one, but I'm missing 2 in the middle, up and down. But I was missing one in the corner that seemed out of place. Honestly, really should consult the manual. Really not a good idea to just do it that way. So I'm gonna say if you run into that problem, please look up them. Look up the sleeve cable, see what's missing, see what's not before you go ahead and just assume everything's okay. Because if it's just a ground and it's going into a different ground, it's fine. If it's power, we'll know right away. And it's important to note that we got to start to stop if we start having power issues or power starts cutting out. Yeah, we're going to stop everything we're doing and then consult the manual. But you really should do it the other way around. 100% you should. Anyway, let's roll with it for now. First things first, let's do the 24 pin connector. Oh wait, no, that's not 24. Or 4 plus 4 rather. This is 4 plus 4. Now for me, it's not all bad. I simply can just use the regular cables that came with it. Okay. Let's turn this over and all I'll do is I'll bring this forward a little bit just so it looks clean, just like that. See how clean that looks up there. That looks good. Okay. Now let's do our 24 pins since that one had an issue just now. So we can space this down a little bit. Move this one up a little bit. I'll fix that a little bit. Not super worried about that one at the moment. And then PCI Express ones. Always the fun ones. Okay. So what we want to do with these is get these in first. And then we will adjust these accordingly, just so it looks super clean. We'll try to space them out as evenly as possible. And there you go. That just looks really nice. Awesome. We haven't plugged in a hard drive yet. Shame on us. We're going to do the bottom one. This is my hard drive. 3 terabyte Hitachi. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look at how this is done here. Easy enough. Oh, there are pins. Sweet. And I'm actually just going to ride with the pins. That's fine. If you were shipping it, I would say maybe not, but since we're not shipping it, it's fine. Plug in there. Slide in behind here. Plug in there. I'm really not going to have to tie, I'm not going to tie anything down tonight. But I'm really not going to have to. It's honestly fine. So, just so I don't mess up the boot order here. That one will go there. And this one will swing down a little bit here. That's done. Okay. Let's see how bad this is. Is this the right? Nope, it's not the right side panel. That was to the fractal design one. Let's see here. I don't think this will be bad at all. We'll find out here in a second. No, cables aren't actually down there, then yes, it will be bad. Ah, just like that. Sweet. No, that wasn't bad at all. A lot of space there. So, again, Corsair, your QC, is killing me, guys. Like, that's a problem. I mean, for me, I'll get over it, but see, this isn't even flush. I'm not going to be concerned about the bottom one. I'll be concerned about that later. It'll be fine for now. You just have to make sure everything boots. And what did I do with the side panel? I have a blue monitor light, which means I found that. We don't have any smoke yet, so that's good. But the day is still young. Yeah, no keyboard detected. I'm working on it. You kill me with some stuff, Asus. Really do. And there we go. Really clean. Just really clean look. Obviously has to tighten up the PCI Express cables, no doubt. But overall, like I said, outside some quality assurance issues. Is that a crack? No, it's a hair. I'm really happy with it. It's a little bit more spacious. It has better support. And it's funny, my motherboard looks kind of tiny there. But overall, for the price, if you don't have the quality issues I had, I recommend it. You can actually see me in the window over there. If you guys like this video, like it, dislike it, subscribe, buy stuff on Amazon for me. Leave a comment in the comments section. But as always, this is Steve from PC Budget Solutions. I'll see you later on down the road.